Whole Story Quest Audiobooks presents The Magnolia Girls by Helen J. Rolfe, narrated by Charlie Sanderson. Chapter 1. Carrie looked around at the boxes in her apartment. Instead of facing up to everything that had happened, here she was, leaving her life and a flourishing career behind. She wished she could put on a brave face and get through it any other way, but this move seemed to be the only solution. "You don't need to worry about me," she reassured Christy. Her sister had come over to help her pack, but Carrie was finding it hard to convince anyone that she could handle things her way. "Just don't forget I'm here if you need to talk." Christy sounded as though she'd resigned herself to the fact that Carrie wasn't going to spill any more of the details behind this sudden move, and pushed a collection of folded tea towels into the top of a box. As sisters, they didn't look much alike. Carrie took after their mum, Christy after their dad. But they both had the long, wavy blonde hair that turned heads and the tanned skin that loved the sunshine. Christy had been the less confident of the two sisters once upon a time. She was the non-academic of the pair, but she was the one who'd come out on top with a successful marriage, a job she was happy with, and a sense of togetherness and calm that Carrie envied and hoped to one day find herself. Their mum always claimed that the kindness of strangers was the biggest and best kindness of all, and as girls they'd been taught to include others, welcome unfamiliar faces, embrace people's quirks and differences. But over time, Carrie had begun to find it hard to let anyone into her life. Her family claimed she was too independent and resourceful for her own good. And lately, Carrie wondered at what point her strengths had become her weaknesses. Carrie hadn't told many people about what had happened to trigger this major change. Not that it was a huge secret. Her boyfriend, Lachlan, knew, but Carrie had always been a private person, intent on processing things her own way, and so she hadn't shared it with anyone else. Sometimes she wished she could let people in, but somehow she'd missed learning that skill growing up, and it seemed to get harder the older you got. She taped up the last box of her belongings and heaved a sigh of relief. It felt like a start. Her things would go to storage until she sorted out her new house, and then surely she'd be able to figure out her next step. Christy wound her hair up into a high ponytail. "It's getting hot in here. Mind if I open the balcony doors?" "Go ahead." Carrie had already tied.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?